Welcome to Hike Over the Hill. I'm Jedi coming to you from AT Preparation Headquarters, otherwise known as my basement. And yes, it's still in the thriving metropolis of Rochester, New York. Thanks for joining me. And by the way, if you like any of these videos, please hit subscribe. It helps me out because I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, because when I do, YouTube will let me customize the URL that you visit. Because right now, if you look, it's a bunch of gobbledygook, probably, if you're seeing this video before I have 100 subscribers. But after I have 100, I can customize it so it's easier to tell people, hey, here's where to go to see my YouTube videos. But I was going to shoot this episode on Thursday. By the way, this is not gear talk. There's no advice, no how-to instructional, nothing about the AT hike. In fact, I debated whether or not I should even shoot this video, but I thought I will anyway, then I'll see how I feel about it. So I was going to shoot this on Thursday night, but I was kind of in a funk, and I didn't really feel like shooting a video, and on Friday I was too busy, and then today's Saturday, so it's 2 days later, and I'm still kind of in a little bit of a funk. But because on Thursday I officially gave my resignation notice at work. So, which was strange because I've resigned positions before. It's usually, though, because I've gotten another job, or I'm just sick of working there or whatever. But that wasn't the case this time. I resigned my job because I'm going to be gone for 7 months. It's kind of hard to work when you're not there. But yeah, I was kind of in a funk because it sucked because, it's a great company to work for. I'd only been there a little over a year. Just great people. My boss was cool. A lot of smart people I worked with. Lots of opportunity, growing company. I worked for a bank as a business applications analyst, basically. Senior business applications analyst, if you must know. That was my official title. And, it kind of feels like breaking up with someone, not because you don't want to be with them anymore, but because, you're moving to another state and, sorry, I'm not going to be seeing you anymore because I'm not going to be around. So that kind of sucked. But I don't know. Hopefully I left things on good terms, and maybe, when I get back, if I'm, in the market for another job, I'll see what they have, if anything. But who knows? I don't know what I'll be feeling like when I get back. I don't know what the trail might do to me, how it might change me, and to make me, reevaluate things and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and how long I should be doing it and so on. Like someone told me recently, actually just today, he said, "Oh, my wife and I, we talk about how the one thing we regret is we didn't retire sooner so that we could do some fun things before we got too old, and started to have some physical limitations." And so I thought, yeah, that's kind of true. You want to, think about it. Has anyone ever retired early then said, geez, I really wish I was back in those meetings half the day and sitting in front of a computer screen all day, and gosh, I wish I heard all the rumors and chatter around the water cooler, and had to smell people's funky lunches that they were heating up, and whatever else, I don't know. But so hopefully I'm making the right decision. Not that I'm retiring now, but I'm not going to be working for a period of time. So anyway, that sucked. It was a good company, good benefits. Is smallish company, 100. I think I had 150 when I started a year ago. Now I think that's about 165, 170 maybe. And I think they're still growing, actually. In fact, I think my department's going to be adding a new headcount, so they'll have to replace me, I'm guessing, and add another headcount on top of that. So that's good that they're growing. Interesting business, the banking business. I must say I've never worked in the banking business before, so it was kind of eye-opening to see all of the systems and things that are required to process a mortgage. It's unbelievable, really. It's I told my wife after I'd been there a few weeks, I said, honey, I can't believe anybody can even get a mortgage. I can't even believe this works. It's just such a Rube Goldberg contraption of systems, talking to systems and interfacing, and all these things have to happen, and all these people are involved. You have your loan officer, you have the loan officer's assistant, you have the processor, you have the underwriter, you have the closer. It takes 5 or 6 people to close a mortgage loan. Each one, it's and then all the systems and and all the regulatory stuff and all the reports have to be filed and the forms. In case you ever wondered when you're buying a house why you have to sign so many forms, that's why. Pretty much it's the bank complying with all these federal and state regulations that are just unbelievable. So anyway, not that you care about that, but I thought I'd share that. So anyway, that's why I was in a funk. I resigned my position, not because I wanted to, but because I didn't really have a choice if I wanted to do this Appalachian Trail hike. So sucked. Didn't enjoy doing that. I feel kind of like I'm like leaving a team like just before the big playoffs or something. Just I don't know. It just feels yucky to resign a position because of that reason. Especially when you really like the place. It was for a relatively small company, really good benefits. I thought. Great people. I can't say enough good things about the company, really. I mean, it's rare that you work somewhere and you feel like everyone's trying to do the right thing, because banks sometimes get a bad reputation. I think people think banks are greedy and banks are out to get them. And I think some banks kind of are. Some banks are a little shady with how they charge you, fees, they ding you, this and that and the other thing. But I never got that sense working at this bank. Like, I always felt like they were trying to look out for the customers. Loan officers would open up a help desk ticket and say, hey, I got a customer, they want to do this with their mortgage and the system won't let me, how do I do this? Because I really want to, make them happy. I really want to, give them what they're looking for. Not that it's anything funny business with like loan rates or anything like, nothing like that. But like somebody, wanted to buy a different house and, it's more, so can I get a new approval letter for a higher amount? Just little things like that. And I always saw everyone bending over backwards to help the customers, and never felt like there was anything that wasn't on the up and up. Very, again, because they're so heavily regulated. So you go through a lot of ethical training. There's constantly, every month you have to do different trainings online and pass tests and whatnot. So, they really, stay on top of that, and you can really sense it there that, everyone's trying to do the right thing. They want to help customers. They want to comply with everything. They want to make sure everything is kosher. So that was nice, because I've worked places where, people would do things or say things and you kind of go, really? What? Not like illegal stuff, but just stuff where you're like, I don't know if I would do that, or should we be doing that, or would I want that to happen if I was one of our customers? It's just a little, I don't know. Maybe I have too high of a ethical standard or something. But anyway, that's all. I don't want to ramble on and on. I just wanted to let you know that today, or not today, Thursday. It's been 2 days now. Thursday I gave my resignation, and it kind of sucked. I'm still not out of the funk, really. So if I seem funky on any future videos before I leave for my trip, then that's probably why. I'm going to try to put it on my mind and move forward, because I got a lot to do around here before I can go. So thanks for watching. And again, if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I'd like to get to 100 subscribers so I could get that custom YouTube URL and not this gobbledygook thing that's up there right now. Okay? All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye.